My name is Tori Getz. Happy St. Patrick's Day. I'm wearing my my little St. Patrick's Day shirt for the day. I'm Tori Getz, and I am a Senior Gold Ambassador, and I'm here in Ohana to tell you my story. So I was a skeptic because I think it's hard to imagine that supplements could really do all these things, right? And so I was a skeptic at first, and I knew we were sick. So I knew we had some sick, my kids were sick. We had a winter where we were sick like the entire winter. Like we sat on the couch and we missed everything. And we had eczema that I had literally researched for years, and I could not find the solution. And I found, sometimes when I feel like when we do health research, we find all these different places to look and we don't know where to start. We don't know what to start with. And so when somebody mentioned yeast, it just made sense to me. It just made sense to my mommy, like gut instinct. I was like, you know what, that just makes sense. So I'm going to try this thing. And so I tried this thing called Plexus, and it worked. So a lot of our issues went away. Things I didn't even know were issues related to yeast, they went away. And so I in my heart, I kind of knew it worked, but I couldn't really believe that it was just that. I wondered if it was a coincidence. Is there more to this? Was there something else going on? Was there diet? Was there something with the environment, something when it was going on? Was it just Plexus? So I switched us away from it at one point, and I guess I kind of lost the belief in it, right? So I switched away and everything came back. So we had all these issues with immunity. Everybody was sick all the time. We had the skin patches of eczema. Their skin changed. And so I was like, well, you know what? Maybe there is something to this. So I still had my Plexus in the closet. So I put it back on. Got it back out, put the kids back on it, put everybody back on it, and their skin cleared up and things were better within days. Like I could tell. So it wasn't a coincidence anymore. I knew it actually worked. So why did it work? So I started doing the research because I'm a researcher. So I started researching the ingredients and researching why it worked, and I figured it out. And I could tell why it worked, and I had true belief in the products. And then when I looked back, I realized that it wasn't just the immunity boost or the eczema. There were other little things that were big things to us that went away. My kids had a chronic cough for about a month after we got sick. We didn't have that anymore. And that cough was something that plagued me. It was a problem. We would go to the park or go to church, and people would ask me questions. Like it was embarrassing. And, I couldn't keep my kids home from church for a month every time they got sick. That'd be like literally all the time, right? And it would keep us up at night with our cough. But when I researched yeast, I realized that the chronic cough was related to yeast. So, I can give you a laundry list of things. There were so many different things that were related to yeast I didn't even know. I had researched and found little nuggets of information like that recurrent UTIs were related to yeast. Well, they are, because when I got on Plexus, my recurrent UTIs went away. So it's not coincidence, it's science. And so many things in our house cleared up. And I redid the research, and I'm just profoundly impacted by the research, and I just know these products work and I love them. The last piece, I think, for me was the blood sugar balance. So I understood the yeast, and I started to realize that the yeast and the Probio 5 was fantastic, and getting rid of the yeast overgrowth was huge for our health. But the little piece that I missed was blood sugar balance. And so when I realized that Slim balances your blood sugar, and then it balances your insulin, which then balances all of your hormones, I realized that another huge piece of our health was right there in that Slim, and I didn't know it. It was there the whole time, and I wasn't using it. I was using it off and on, and I wasn't using it consistently. So once I used it consistently for about 3 weeks, I saw the most dramatic change in my hormones. I wouldn't have believed you, but I did have somebody tell me, try it. Try it every day and see what happens. And I believed her enough to try it, and I did, and it worked. I never could have imagined it would have worked that well. So my hormones are good, and I had been to the doctor, and they were saying that I needed an ablation or a hysterectomy because my cycles were so bad, and now they're not. They're normal again. And that's just from blood sugar balance. So again, I went back to the drawing board and started doing research. And so when I researched blood sugar balance and how it relates to insulin, and then how it relates to your hormones, how it fixes those hormones and balances them out, I understood that when you balance your blood sugar, your body is stable. It takes the stress off your body, and your hormones can balance, and you're not going up and down all day long. You're stable. So my mood is stable. My anxiety is better. I don't have those swings. I cannot tell when my period is coming. It's not an issue anymore. I'm stable. And so that was kind of a fun thing when my husband was like, hey, what are you doing? What is going on? Because he was a skeptic too. He trusted me enough to try what I wanted to try, but he didn't really believe in it, and he didn't know why I was taking this stuff until he noticed my mood was different and the PMS symptoms were all gone. And then I dropped a few sizes because I lost my sugar cravings, and I've always been a sugar-holic. I thought that was normal, and I realized it was not normal, that craving sugar to that extent was a yeast overgrowth issue and a blood sugar issue. And when I finally attacked that problem from both angles, because when you have a bad problem, it's usually not just one thing. It kind of takes a balancing of lots of different things. I lost my sugar cravings. And my head has not caught up to that because I was such a sugarholic. I still can't even imagine and can't even believe sometimes that I don't eat the amount of sugar that I used to. And how much healthier is that making me and my immune system? So, looking back, I'm just amazed at how far our family has come. I will not stop us from using these products. And I love that I have tools in my toolbox where I can help my family's health and not just be a worried mama. I can say, okay, here's our problem, and I can look at the products that I have and I can fix that. When we start getting itchy skin, I can increase our ProBio 5. When we have issues with our elimination, I can increase our BioCleanse. I can adjust our supplements to make us all healthier and feel good, and it makes me feel like a better mom because I'm not worried about these things anymore. I have a little bit of more control over them, and I understand where they're coming from. And the reason I share is because I wish someone had told me about this years ago. If I had known about these products when I was pregnant, I truly believe that my pregnancies would have been better. I was near gestational diabetes with all of them. I knew sugar was bad and I shouldn't be eating it, but I ate it anyway because I couldn't control myself because my body was out of balance. So if I had known about these years ago, I just know how much heartache and pain would have been saved. And so I will tell anybody who will listen, like all of you guys in this group, to get started and try them. Sometimes words just don't do them justice, and you just have to try it and see. You can't always explain the impact that these supplements will have on you until you try them. And we're all so different. With natural supplementation, we just have to try it and tweak it and change it and see what works for us and see what impact it has on us. And so I encourage you all to try them and talk to whoever invited you to this group and ask them what they think you should be taking, what you think you should be trying for the problems that you're having, and see if it works. And then tell us again, because we want to hear about it. So if you have any questions, please let us know. I'm so excited for you guys to be here to be learning about this. This is such a great time to be increasing our immunity. We all need this. We need a little bit less worry and a little bit more health benefits in our life right now. So I'm glad to meet you guys.